Hello and welcome to Observer Now. I'm Brian McMillan with Diane Vidal. Hello, Diane.
Hi, Brian.
Thanks for doing a Best Advice interview with me.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Very good. A lot of people know you. You're in the community a lot, which is awesome. I'm just going to read a couple of these awards that you've won. 2022 Women in Business Civic Leader Award by the News Journal, President of the Professional Women of Flagler County in 2023, Notable Women Leaders in Law, Florida Trend 2025, and most recently, Community Connector, Flagler County Education Foundation from 2026.
Yeah.
Can you tell, I didn't warn you about this one, but what did that one mean to you, by the way? The Community Connector, what do you see that?
It meant the world. It was such a surprise. I worked a lot with the Legacy Committee over at the Education Foundation with Teresa Rizzo and her team. And we've been spreading the word about, estate planning and leaving a legacy and how important it is to give back to the community. It's been such a pleasure working with her and her team and the Education Foundation. And another thing, we have just an incredible community that makes it so easy to do this for it. They're very appreciative and welcoming.
So what about the professional women? Because I've gone to a lot of those events and we've been a sponsor and stuff, but
thank you, Diane. Thank you for supporting.
Of course. You don't have to say that anymore. You're not the president.
So. I'm not.
But what does it mean to you to be involved where you see just dozens and dozens of other women who are running their own businesses a lot of times and things like that? How does that inspire you?
I am so proud of the Professional Women of Flagler County. So when I started here in Florida, that was my first organization that I was involved in, and Chris Galecki and Kim Fitzgerald we were the initial starters of the organization, and it's just blossomed into this incredible movement. I know that they've been able to raise about $80,000 for the women in business here in Flagler County. And the idea is that to raise them up to the level where Volusia is and where St. John's is, and to give them that boost. We've helped so many women with their businesses, computers, printers, marketing. It is really something we're so proud of, that organization and how far it's come.
Very cool. So you're telling me, so you work for Shimento Law. It's a big respected firm, powerful firm in the community. And you said you got some advice from Mike Shimento, the founder.
Yes.
So tell me about what he taught you and how that impacted you.
Yeah, so Mike's been a big mentor in my life. He is like second dad to me. And when he decided to retire or start transitioning into that retirement role, he kind of handed his baby, his estate planning and probate department, over to me. And one of the things that he would tell me is, you got to grab the bull by the horns. And initially it sounds cliche, but it really is true, because what he's handed to me is this giant, intimidating challenge. And you really do have to grab the bull by the horns, because it really does get very challenging and intimidating.
Is that because there's a lot of money at stake, or what makes it intimidating to you?
Well, the service to our community, the service to our clients, estate planning is very important. Probate, making sure our families don't contest and don't argue, and making sure that you get that service out to that client is very important. And it's important to Mike and the firm.
So grab the bull by the horns.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like you're kind of in some ways you have no choice, right? If you don't grab the bull by the horns, then you're going to get bucked off.
Yeah.
Is that the idea, that you're on the bull, I guess, with that saying, do you think?
I see a lot of attorneys, and not all of them, but most of them are very passive. They just let other either the client or the opposing counsel kind of take over and lead. And it's important for you to grab the initiative and the challenge yourself and bring it forward and lead your team to provide the best service for our clients and get it done. So it's not easy for people to do.
Yeah. So, does it seem like it was easier for Big Mike than for you to grab the bull by the horns?
Well, I mean, just he was one of the pioneers of Palm Coast, right? So, I mean, he must have had much more challenges than me, right?
Mm.
And the firm's been around for 53 years now, so I'm sure it was much harder for him.
I mean, because maybe some people feel like, at least now, he has a more intimidating presence than you do.
Yeah,
The vibes.
right. I'm 5'1.5", you know, and I hang on to that half. He's a guy. He's a man. He's commands that respect. So yeah, absolutely. When you're small, and kind of new in the community, you take on this type of advice, and I did, and I'm very appreciative of it that he would tell me that.
So you're saying that there was a case where two brothers were arguing over a property, a valuable property in Flagler Beach.
Yes.
So in one, what would have happened if you didn't take that by the horns? If you didn't try to take charge of that situation?
They would have definitely litigated. So we kept it out of it could potentially be very contentious litigation. And that was one of the very earlier files that we worked with co-counsel and opposing counsel. We worked with a community bank to make sure that a settlement agreement was reached and one brother can buy out the other and come up with some amicable resolution, because it would have had an impact on Flagler Beach, So that's something that we had to lead and not be intimidated by the challenges, because if we didn't, it would have been definite litigation. And the only people that win in litigation are the lawyers, right? So that was a great service to our client.
So take the bull by the horns. Is that something that I can apply in my own life? Like making sure my children listen to me and obey. Can I apply that? Do you have any advice in that way?
Yes, I think being a leader, and you certainly are, Brian. I mean, you have to, you have to, because we've got a great community, and I see we're very fortunate too that we have a lot of leaders, a lot of people that are not afraid to take on the initiative and lead, their teams, whether it's at work, whether it's in organizations, and certainly as a parent, right? So to teach them to go ahead and take the lead on that group project, absolutely. Take the lead on brushing your teeth. Let's go.
Well, I think that I guess it again, like you said, this is a saying that you hear, take the bull by the horns. It's kind of like, it can be a cliche, but yeah. I mean, there's that doesn't make it less valid. It's there for a reason, right? People say it, but I think that what I'm hearing is sometimes what can happen if you don't. Things can get out of control, and you're not really controlling your own destiny at that point anymore if you don't really try to say, this is kind of a scary moment, but you have to put that fear aside. And
I've seen people lose opportunities, and that's it. You have to seize that opportunity, because if you don't, you're going to lose. You're going to lose out, and somebody else is going to, grab something that you could have made so great. So like the same thing with this department. Had I not grabbed a bull by the horns and taken the initiative and the challenge, despite the fear, right, and how scary it was, somebody else would have done it. Maybe Mike would have looked for something. I don't know, but it would have been a shame to lose that opportunity.
Yeah, very good. Conquering your fears, I guess.
Yes.
It's a big part of life. You think people might see you in the community, very successful, being a community leader, winning these awards. She must not really have any fears, but that's how everybody really is, right? We're all people.
Right. I have a lot of fear. I don't know. I can't think of one right now, but but sure. I mean, right. There's things that we're scared of.
Yeah.
Like how, something that people are talking about, how fast Flagler County is growing. It's like, what are we going to hire more people? Are we going to scale back? I mean, what are we doing with all this? There's a lot of growth. That's scary, right?
Yeah. Very good. So, well, I appreciate you taking time with me and share some advice, wisdom that you've gained, and thanks for all you do in the community. I appreciate your influence and your leadership.
Thanks, Brian. Thank you for having me.